All right, here we go. This is a very dramatic email. It's the name of this email is Goodbye. Dear Bill, I'm sadly no longer a fan. It's really too bad because I was a huge fan. All right, what do you think I did? What did I say? Who did I say it about? Went to see you and Paul Verzi in Albany, New York. Oh, that was a great show. And I've watched every one of your specials as well as F is for Family, and I'm an avid podcast listener. All right, so what he's doing now, he or she is doing, is establishing that they listen to every fucking thing that I do. This is what everybody does when they complain. You can't just complain. You have to establish credibility. Like when people argue politics, you know, they sit there and they go, hey, I'm a Democrat. I'm for gay marriage. I'm for legalizing the pot. But this Obama has gone too far. All right? Or the other way around. You know, I'm fucking blah, blah, blah. But this Trump, this is what everybody does. All right. He goes, I'm not super religious. Oh, Jesus. You're not super religious, but I obviously said something about your God. All right, but you took it too far when you trashed Jesus and anyone who believes in him. When the fuck did I do that? Dude, do you understand that this is unscripted? I don't remember half the shit I said today. I mean, if you want to take it seriously, by all means. He goes, you take your shots here and there, which is tolerable. But in the 12/28/17 replay portion of the podcast, it was just too much. Oh, I got to listen to that one. I didn't hear it the first time, and I wish whomever is picking the replays had more of an inkling than to play that excerpt as much as I wish you didn't say it. Well, aren't you glad that they played it? So now you can know how bad a person I am? This probably won't matter to you because at this point you don't need me anymore. Oh, come on. Come back into the comedy hut. That being said, I've been a big promoter and a supporter for a long time. This has to be a woman. They're just going 100% guilt. I'm sure you will never read this, as you probably have a screener at this point. Just taking a shot. I do wish you continued success. Look at this. And they're still going to go out as a class. This person's a class act. And nothing but the best for you and the lovely Mia. It's Nia with an N. You know what? I'm saying goodbye to you. The amount of times that I said Nia on the podcast and you still don't even know my wife's name. And you have the nerve to get upset with me because I trashed the old J-Star there. What would Jesus do? Jesus would forgive me and continue to listen to the podcast, wouldn't he? I would think. Anyways, that being said, for the lovely Mia and your daughter in there, Boston sucks and go fuck yourself. P.S. Check out Gary Newman's new album, all synth, but really cool. All right. P.S.S. If you do read this, don't use a southern accent because I'm from New York, LOL. You know what? But you're going to be back. I got a feeling you're going to be back. I love these fucking people that it's just like all the dumb shit that I say. I've trashed people that smoke weed. I trash women. I trash Jesus. I trash fucking anybody who's a Republican, anybody who's a Democrat, all of this fucking shit. And everybody listens and listens and listens. And all of a sudden, once it, fucking comes into your world, like I trash above ground pools. And all of a sudden, I got to listen to somebody going, hey, just because I can't afford to dig a goddamn hole in my backyard. Look at that right there. Offensive to Southern people. As if there's people up north that can't afford to fucking have a backhoe come in there and whatever the fuck it is that they do, right? Dig into the goddamn ground. Hey, you know what I mean? All right, so you draw the line at Jesus. Well, there you go. I mean, as far as my limited understanding of Jesus and what exactly it was he was trying to prove with all his party tricks with the fish and the bread over there, I think he was a very forgiving person, sir. So I think if you're truly into the teachings of Jesus and you're truly strong enough spiritually, you can handle one 20-minute fucking clip from a goddamn podcast from a few fucking years ago. You know what the real thing is here, sir? Is you need to grow up. Okay? What I am saying is not going to infiltrate into your fucking soul and all of a sudden make you possessed and have you kill your whole family. Why can't you just look at me and feel sad for me that I'm going to go to hell and that you're going to go to heaven? You're going to be in a little puffy cloud there as I'm burning forever, right? Why don't you just look at it that way? All right. It's not that he's leaving. It's that, all the dumb shit that I say, all of the dumb shit that I fucking say, and then it's that one thing. You look past everything else. All right. But whatever, more power to you. God bless you. God bless you in your search. I wish you well on your search to a Jesus-only positivity podcast, all right? All right, I punched a girl. Whoa, here's another one. Hey, Bill, like your input on a situation. I was recently in. At a concert, some drunk skank accused me of stealing her friend's phone. I told her you got the wrong guy. Her and her father friend tried to wrestle my phone away from me, and I pushed them off. Then she sucker punched me in the eye, big bruise, bloody eye, and her friend snatched my phone out of my pocket. Due to work that came up, and I told him what happened. He didn't seem to believe and was clearly buddy-buddy with the girl. So they go off and were giggling around. Giggling around? I don't know what that means. After a few minutes, I go up to Fatso. I go up to Fatso and tell her to give me my phone back. She realized it was mine and handed it over. As I went to walk away, skank number one and her douchebag boyfriend accosted me again and grabbed me. I punched both them in the face, and then security escorted me out. I think I was justified to hit her in this case. What say you? Then go fuck yourself. Yeah, I don't have a problem with any of that. I don't have a problem. Someone gets physical with you, you take one punch to the eye, you're physically fucked up, you didn't do anything wrong. At some point, you got to defend yourself. All right? God bless you. I think you showed remarkable restraint to only hit him both once. That was an easy one. I wouldn't be even concerned about it. Not at all. And in fact, you probably made both of them better people, hopefully. Probably not. But, when you get punched in the face, if you're an adult at some point, you got to be looking at yourself going like, all right, did I do something there? If you didn't, then you're like, all right, this person's an asshole and I need to have them out of my life. But, if you did, you got to be like, I was kind of shooting my mouth off there, right? That's what I would do. All right. Got 2 girls pregnant. Help. Dude, I can't help you. There's no help for this. I buckled down for the next fucking 18 years. All right. Hello, Bill. I have a big problem, and I'm hoping that you and the lovely Nia can help out with it. All right. Let me start by saying that I don't live in a trailer or something. I'm a normal 26-year-old guy. I was dating this girl, and we broke up a couple months ago. When we broke up a couple weeks later, I met this little hottie. I started hooking up with her, and then I got a call a couple weeks ago. My ex is 3 months pregnant with my child, and she's keeping it. I then broke things off with the hottie. Well, guess what? I knocked her up too. Buddy, did you ever take a health class? Do you know how people get pregnant? Neither one knows the other is pregnant, and I have no idea what to do. I broke things off with the hottie to work on being there for my ex and the kid. I want to be there for her and help her out with all the prenatal stuff and be a great dad. Now it seems my life is not going to be that way. The other girl wants to have the baby too. I use protection with this girl, but not enough, I guess. Well, what does that mean? Dude, if you used a condom, I would get a maternity. First of all, I would make both of them subject to it, okay? Because you broke up for a couple of months, right? Get a maternity test ×2. Do not give either one of them a fucking dime, or else, in some states, the second you start paying, that kid is yours. That's the first thing I would do. First thing I would do was tell both of them your situation. The second thing I'd get make both of them get a fuck. Is it a maternity test? A paternity test. I said maternity. Paternity test. There you go. Oh, Jesus. The other girl wants to have the baby too. Blah, blah, blah. My ex was on birth control, yet I still knocked her up. If I had to be with one of them, it would be the new girl because she is hotter. I'm a pig, sue me. And we also like a lot of the same things. What should I do? I'm so sick and exhausted of worrying about this. I just want to do the right things. Thank you, and go fuck yourself. Well, I would tell both of them what's going on. I would get a paternity test, not a maternity test. Get a paternity test and make sure those are your kids. And I would, if you want to be with the hottie, be with the hottie. There you go. And then I would stay in the life of the other one. That's what I would do. And I would fucking get a vasectomy or cut up a garden hose because whatever the fuck you're using is not working. All right. Lady who's bad at arguing. Dear Billy Backwards Balls. I'm actually a 15-year-old girl. Oh, Jesus. The fuck? Andrew, you trying to get me in trouble here? So I guess you couldn't really say that I'm a lady. Oh, my God. This is already creeping me out. But I love your podcast and listen to it 24/7 because I feel like balance needs to be restored to the world after all the females listening to Dr. Phil and loose women have gotten a slightly fucked up view on things. I respect that you're not going to let mainstream media have the only say on the truth. In other words, what you're saying is you like to hear my opinion. I'm not always right, but you'll listen to it. I appreciate that. All right. My whole life, the 15 years of my life, Jesus Christ, there's shit in my house that for 15 years I've been meaning to get to it. Your whole life is 15 years. That's incredible. My whole life I've been bad at arguing. Either I say the wrong thing at the wrong time, or I focus on the wrong point, or I am easily manipulated by guilt trips, etc. Whatever it is, I can never get it right or stand my ground. For example, I have this one friend who is literally a literal 3-year-old on the inside. I thought you said you were hanging out with a 3-year-old. I was like, this is getting even more creepy. I can't say shit to her without her crying. One time she wanted some of my food, but I told her that I hadn't had breakfast and couldn't share that day. She said to me, you're so mean. What the fuck is your problem? What? Yeah, you get that person out of your life. I just gave her some food because I hate it when people think bad about me. But inside, I was like, bitch, what? It took me like 2 hours to realize that she didn't even think I was mean. She just wanted the food, and she knew how to get it. Oh, my God. You know something? Your thought process, that it took me till I was 37 to realize that. You're way ahead of the curve here. What you're realizing for the first time in your life is that there's people out there that are not good people. See, so what I did was I went out into the world where you are as a 15-year-old and existed as that person till about 37 before I actually started to examine human behavior. And, so where you are right now is when you first start to realize that there's these cunts in life. What's going to happen is like 2 or 3 days later or an hour later, after the moment, you're going to be like, oh, fuck. Yeah, she said blah, 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 blah. Not because she meant that. It's because she wanted X, Y, and Z. Well, the more you do that, the more you're going to be able to be in the moment, and you're going to catch people in the moment. And then once you're able to do it in real time, people aren't going to be able to fuck with you anymore. And then the only thing you'll have to learn how to do is the judgment. Is this worth me, applying this skill in real time? Like yesterday, that guy who turned around and yelled, fuck you at Bartnick and all that. There was like 4 of us, one of him, overtime Rose Bowl. Not even worth engaging. We all just stared at him, and then he didn't know what to do. He yelled, fuck you, and then he turned around, and he felt good. He said, fuck you, to 4 guys. We didn't do anything. He feels good and secure around his wife, And nobody got kicked out, nobody had to fight or whatever. And then there's other times when you actually say something back. So anyways, I'll read the rest of this, but right out of the gate, you're being too hard on yourself. All right, most of the girls in my class are pretty weak physically, and it happens to be that as a girl, I have unnaturally broad shoulders, excuse the pun, and weigh about 2 pounds more than most of them. The fact is hard to ignore when you're staring at their cunt faces while they giggle behind their hands. I have violent tendencies, which I'm working on, but I know I can beat the shit out of them, and that makes it so much harder to verbally argue. They are much better at it than me, so even when I'm right, I lose, and I always end up wanting to just send an uppercut straight to their fucking skull. Whatever. All right. I would love a few pointers as to what to do in an argument and how to tell them when I'm being manipulated before I start latching onto the fucked up mind game of doing things. Some advice would be great. Thanks a lot, and go fuck yourself. P.S. Me and my sister have a huge disagreement because it's my personal opinion that guys who have a girlfriend should still be able to go to strip clubs and have a good time without their girlfriend getting mad. My sister says that for me to say that, I must have no respect for myself and will end up with a piece of shit guy. Jesus, those are two extreme opinions. Am I right? Or do I have some sort of self-respect issues that I'm not aware of yet? All right. Let me comment on the first fucking thing. All right. Kids are mean. Kids bully. They gang up on you. You never should resort to physical violence. All right? But what you got to do is you got to fight fire with fire. So what you have to do, all right, is nobody's perfect. So you have to find that fucking thing. All right? You have to find that fucking thing. All right? And you just get them with that. All right? And then they know it will hurt their feelings. Especially if they're good-looking, popular people. You can really fucking get to them. All right? Like, here's something that I do, that I learned to do after years of arguing with people after my shows. You know, if somebody came up to me and was like, hey, let me tell you something. That stuff you said about women, and you're a fucking gaga. And as they yelled all of that, I used to try to argue my points going, well, hey, you know, it's just jokes. I also made fun of people in that hurricane. You didn't get offended by that. You know what I learned to do? When they were giving me shit, I would just go, hey, you got something between your teeth. That's what I would say, even though they didn't. And then they would be so fucking mortified, they'd walk away, and then they'd be going like, you know, sucking on their teeth and shit. And it just shut them the fuck up. So you need to find your version of that, okay? So what I would do is I would really study them, all right? And what you got to do is you just got to find something that's wrong with them. Maybe their earlobes are too big. And I know this is very immature, and this is super fucking mean. And that as an adult, I shouldn't tell you to do this, because adults go, well, those people, they're not your real friends. You don't need to stoop to their level. And they give you all this fucking, air quote, mature advice. But you know what? That doesn't help you when you go back into the shit the next day. Tell a teacher. None of that shit fucking works. All right? Because those fucking evil fucking cunts with terrible parents are going to find the time. They're going to find you. So that's what I would do. All right? There's no way one of them doesn't have a slightly crooked nose. There's no way one of them's titty isn't a little bit bigger than the other, or maybe their nipples point down. There's something fucked up about their chin. You got to fight fire with fire. If they're talking about your fucking shoulders, all right? First of all, learn to laugh at yourself, all right? Like, look at me. I'm an old, freckled, bald, redheaded cunt, okay? And all of those things should really end any dream that I ever had in life. But if you just roll with it, if you steer into it, and if I just be an old, bald, redheaded cunt, then what can you do to me? You got to get comfortable. So I would get more comfortable with yourself, all right? And I'm sure your shoulders are fine and all of that stuff. And when they make fun of your shoulders, laugh, and then I would say, yeah, my shoulders are as fucked up as your crooked titties. Or just you laugh at your shit, and then you get them. You get them. Just tell them, just tell them they got bad breath. You need some, you'll find, I wish, what you could have, if you just could have sent me a picture of them, I would have helped you out, but then I would have gotten in trouble. Because you're teaching them to bully, all of these people who want to fix problems with 5 minutes on fucking Dr. Phil. By the way, did I call it? You see that big scandal over there? Now, granted, innocent until proven guilty. Old Dr. Phil fucking bringing the guests up a notch there.